I was officially diagnosed with depression and ADHD as an adult. In 2003, I started seeing a therapist, and I'm still here. I turned 50 in March, and I'm still here. Because I got help when I could. It took a long time. I was 31 years old before I got help formally. And that was the big motivation for me running for office. One of the questions, why do you run for office? Why do you represent? I always wanted to go into public service. I always wanted to help someone. I wanted to do something for this country, for the state, for the city, for the public that I lived in. Well, I believe we should all be thinking of other people ahead of ourselves and how we can make a difference in this world. And that's what being in the state Senate does for me. My job in the state Senate, I'm in my second year, is not just to pass legislation that will affect you in a positive manner, but also represent you in customer service. My aide, Jackie, is here. Jackie, stand up and wave and say hi to everybody. She's in the front row. Jackie is my aide in the legislature. She is my lead customer service agent. When people have a problem, when you have a problem, you can always go to your elected officials, and you should, whether it be your city council people, your county commissioners, or your state representatives. During COVID, when people were unemployed and they were trying to get their unemployment and things were backed up, we got inundated with phone calls and emails. We spent time connecting people to the services and to the systems to make sure they were getting paid, that they were able to survive. That's what your representatives do for you. It's not just passing legislation. Now, what we do in the state Senate and the state House, we're also part-time legislators. As part-time legislators, we technically work January through the first week of May, 120 straight days. That's what we're technically supposed to be doing. We do have committees outside of those that we meet. I was on 4 committees over the summer and fall. And we also are trying to prepare for the next session's legislation. But we are paid for those 120 days. So it makes it real hard to be a full-time customer service agent. I still run my company. I still have a day job because I need to still make a living to support my family, which being in legislature does not provide. We have an opportunity to balance our personal life, our professional life, our legislative life, and to me, there's nothing better than making a positive difference in people's lives. Having someone say, "Thank you, you helped me." That's the biggest reward I get. My legislation is focused on, when I first started, when I was running for office, I was hoping to focus it on education because I was a former teacher and because of my wife in public education. I also wanted to focus on the environment and behavioral health. When I first started running for office, I did not have the courage to get up in front of people and tell them. I'm diagnosed with depression. I have gone through some dark times in my life. I was afraid to tell people that until a young man one day, 23 years old, came up to me after I had, for some reason, told that story. And he said, "Thank you." That made a big difference to see that you can survive, you can thrive with this disease. And so I've now made behavioral health and mental health one of my, if not the top priority in what I do. I was on the behavioral health task force this summer. I've been running a couple of bills this year dealing with behavioral health. Once the task force comes out later today, tomorrow, with our recommendations to spend $450 million that the federal government gave us because of COVID, we'll hopefully be able to transform our behavioral health system. Some of the things I'm advocating for is more counselors, more social workers in schools, fixing the behavioral health system, the community mental health centers, making sure we have beds for people to go to. If you have any friends or family who've gone through behavioral health and mental emergencies, you know that our system is lacking. And that $450 million is just a drop in the bucket. It's just a start. It's something I'm focusing on, that I have a 4-year term up in 2024, and for the next 3 sessions, it's my priority. Too many things are happening, especially because of the pandemic, to let that fall through the cracks. My wife, as a middle school counselor, has dealt with a lot of this. She's dealt with suicide, someone actually going through with it in middle school. Dealt with kids acting violently towards each other. Dealt with kids losing family members because of the pandemic. I see my job going forward is to help support all those kids and adults. And it's something that we need to focus on in this state, because we are 51st in the country in mental health services. How many states are there in this country? I'm sorry. Everyone should say that, right? 50. So I didn't know we could be less than 50, but we're 51st, because I'm pretty sure they include the District of Columbia in their rating, in mental health services, in supporting people in this country. That's not good enough, and it's something we'll try to change.